Good day, everyone. I am Diana Surhado. I am here to present my action plan about the climate change adverse effect. We have here the word climate change everywhere. But what is really climate change? Climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns. These shifts may be natural, but since the 18,000, human activities have been the main driver of climate change, primarily due to the burning of fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas, which produces heat-trapping gases. It is the biggest problem that the world is facing today. Many environmentalists in both public and private administration, such as Miss Earth, is creating an advocacy of how to prevent climate change from all over the world. Work together to protect and prevent the Earth from a more destruction from the effect of climate change. But did you know what was the cause of climate change? So here are the list of the cause of climate change. First is generating power. Generating electricity and heat by burning fossil fuels such as coal, oil, natural gas causes a large chunk of global emissions. Second is manufacturing goods. Manufacturing industry produces emissions mostly from burning fossil fuels to produce energy for making things like cement, iron, steel, electronics, plastics, clothes, and other goods. Mining and other industrial processes also release gases. Third is cutting down forests. Cutting down forests to create farms or pastures, or for other reasons, causes emissions since trees, when they are cut, release the carbon they have been storing. Since forest absorbs carbon dioxide, destroying them also limits nature's ability to keep emissions out of the atmosphere. Fourth, using transportation or pollution from vehicles. Most cars, lorries, ships, and planes run on fossil fuels. That makes transportation a major contributor of greenhouse gases, especially carbon dioxide emissions. Road vehicles account for the largest part, but emissions from ships and planes continue to grow. Fifth is producing food. Producing food requires energy to run farm, equipment, or fishing boats, usually with fossil fuels. Growing crops can also cause emissions, like when using fertilizers and manure, cattle produce methane, a powerful greenhouse gas, and emissions also came from packaging and distributing food. Sixth is powering buildings. Globally, residential and commercial buildings consume over half of all electricity. As they continue to draw on coal, oil, and natural gas for heating and cooling, they emit significant quantities of greenhouse gas emissions. Seventh is consuming too much for home and use of power. How you move around, what you eat, and how much you throw away all contribute to greenhouse gas emissions. So does the consumption of goods such as clothing, electronics, and plastics. Hotter temperatures. Nearly all land areas are seeing more hot days and heat waves. 2020 was one of the hottest years in records. Wildfires start more easily and spread more rapidly when conditions are hotter. More severe storms. Changing in temperature causes changes in rainfall. This results in more severe and frequent storms can cause flooding and landslide. Increased drought. Water is becoming scarce here in more regions. Droughts can steer destructive sand and dust storms that can move billions of tons of sand across continents. Deserts are expanding, reducing land for growing food. A warming, rising ocean. The ocean soaks up most of the heat from the global warming. This melts ice sheets and raises sea levels. The ocean also absorbs carbon dioxide, keeping it from the atmosphere. More carbon dioxide makes the ocean more acidic, which endangers marine life. Loss of species. Climate change poses risks to the survival of species on land and in the ocean. This risk increases as temperatures climb. Forest fires, extreme weather, and invasive pests and diseases are among many threats. Some species will be able to relocate and survive, but others will not. Not enough food. Changing climate and increases in extreme weather events are among the reasons behind a global rise in hunger and poor nutrition. Fisheries, crops, and livestock may be destroyed or become less productive. Heat stress can diminish water and grassland for grazing. More health risks. Changing weather patterns are expanding diseases such as malaria, extreme weather events increases disease and death, and make it difficult for healthcare systems to keep up. Other risks to health include increased hunger and poor nutrition in places where people cannot grow or find sufficient food. Poverty and displacement. Climate change increases the factors that put and keep people in poverty. Floods may sweep away urban slums, destroying homes and livelihoods. Heat can make it difficult to work in outdoor jobs. Weather-related disasters displace 23 million people a year, leaving many more vulnerable to poverty. Calamity strikes, such as the rise of the sea threatening coastal and island communities. Higher temperature, increased heat-related illness like high blood pressure and diseases. Threats of having not enough water on a regular basis. It can cause flooding and landslides, destroying homes and communities and costing billions of pesos. And lastly, air pollution. To reduce this rapid effect of climate change, we might take an action to this problem. As a human who's responsible of the environment and as a citizen in our country and a responsible member of community, we must advocate to take an action to this worldwide problem. We need to engage ourselves in protecting our environment. If you want our family safe and protected from any danger, we start by disciplining ourselves, avoiding using any kind of plastic such as plastic bottles, straws, snacks, and grocery bags or cellophane. It is applicable when you are going to buy groceries to use baskets to avoid using plastic cellophanes, but if you can't really avoid the situation, we have to make sure that to dispose our own garbage properly and not just throw it anywhere. Plant more trees and stop illegal minings and loggings, as well as to those manufacturing companies to dispose their garbage properly. Community awareness. As a responsible and well-disciplined member of the society, we must be aware to our surroundings. We must know that our community's engagement towards environmental solutions. Community workshops. We must take our responsibility to the environment and to our community by helping get united with their proposed project for the betterment of the environment and reducing the risk of climate change, like planting trees to have a strong foundation of soil to prevent a landslide, cleaning water drainage to prevent from flooding, and always remember to be cooperative. Lastly, implementation of rules and regulation. Rules and regulation must be implemented to protect the environment and also to those people who made an effort to fight climate change. My video about climate change will end here. I hope you learned something in my video presentation that you can apply in your real life. Thank you for viewing! My video about climate change will end here. I hope you learned something in my video presentation that you can apply in your real life. Thank you for viewing!